Fiona, do you remember how we met for the first time, you and me?
I think this is a trick question because I would say at school, but I went to your school second after I had been in República de Francia. So I think I must have met you when Fatu was at your school. Let me think. Is it when we did karaoke?
No.
Not karaoke. No, I don't remember.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you how I met you for the first time.
Okay.
The first time that I saw you walking, and there was
Oh
another
yes, I do remember that. Oh no.
another teacher was with you, and I met that teacher at another school, and another
Shannon. That
teacher,
was Shannon.
uh, and I stopped and I asked her, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Oh, we're just walking and taking pictures." And you were taking pictures at the cemetery.
Yes, we were.
And why were you taking? For me, it was like, why is she taking pictures of the cemetery? Can you tell us why were you taking pictures of the cemetery? Was something interesting in the cemetery that you like?
Yeah. So when I go to visit a new place, my favorite thing to do is just to walk around and kind of soak up the feeling of that place. So on the very first weekend that we went to David, we just took our cameras and walked all over town, and it was really hot and we were sweating and we found our way to the cemetery, and the cemeteries that we saw in Panama were very different from the cemeteries in the United States. In the United States, it's usually like either flat headstones in the ground that just say a name on it, or it's just a very simple kind of rounded stone. And they're always gray and very plain. And sometimes people put flowers, but not very much. So when we saw the cemetery in David, we just thought it struck us that it was very different from the cemeteries that we have at home. Like there were much larger graves, there were statues, it was different. It was like white stone, which was much more beautiful than the gray, I thought. And what I liked about it, I think, was just how different it was, but also the way that because of the climate there being very hot and wet, it had kind of this look a little bit of like decay. It felt very like mystical or something. I don't know. And I remember Esteban pulled up the car, and first Shannon and I were afraid. We're like, who is this strange man, talking to us from a car? But then we learned that he was Esteban, and it was okay.